Today the church celebrates the feast of the Transfiguration. Jesus and his disciples are on their way to Jerusalem, where Jesus will suffer and die. And the disciples remonstrate with Jesus over this. They don't want to do that, trying to keep him from doing it. So in the course of the travels, Jesus takes 3 of the disciples, Peter, James, and John, to the top of the mountain where God is. And Jesus is transfigured before them. His clothes, he himself becomes dazzling white. In other words, he's filled with God's glory. It's a glorified body that Jesus will have after his resurrection, but all of us will have in God's kingdom. And so hopefully that vision is going to encourage the disciples to continue their journey. They came down the mountain and continue their journey to Jerusalem. And hopefully that vision of the glory of the future will inspire them and motivate them to endure the suffering that must come. Life is difficult for all of us. It doesn't mean it's meaningless, that it's cheerless, but it is difficult. The challenges of raising a family, the challenges of a job, the challenges of facing sickness and even death are constant. Every day it's something else. And even the challenge of living our faith in the midst of injustice, dishonesty, to reach out and try to correct that is demanding. Life is difficult. And yet, if you keep the vision of the transcendent Jesus before us, transfigured Jesus before us, it helps us to motivate us to work towards that kingdom, to live the life that Jesus calls us to live, to do as God says in the Transfiguration, "This is my beloved Son, listen to him." Even as we face death, to keep before us the image of the glorified body that we once share in allows us to even embrace our death. Transfiguration is a wonderful time for all of us to be motivated in our faith and reassured as we experience once again God's glory in Jesus, the glory that we will one day share in.